Build the dream in FIFA 20, pay less and get more, and use the code TVM at checkout for a bigger discount. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to another episode of Team of the Week predictions. Today, a lot of players to get through, so let's get into the first one. Gonna mispronounce this guy's name, Rono, or Rano, I don't know how to say that 0-0 thing. 10 saves in a 3-0 win for Frankfurt. There are a few keepers this week. I think there's one that I've actually missed out completely, but 3 keepers to mention in this episode. Gomes in the first, 11 saves, second, 11 saves in a 0-0 draw with Lyon. Between the two, I don't think it really matters because they're both 80 rated. So I don't think, it's just going to be potluck as between which one of those EA decide to go for. Up next, though, we have the Leipzig goalkeeper Gulácsi. Clean sheet and 1 assist, believe it or not, in a 1-0 win over Wolfsburg. Terrible goal, let's be fair, but not a bad card at all. Already 85 rated. It's a shame he wasn't. It's a shame he wasn't 84. He'd still be 86 in form, so I don't suppose it really matters. But it's a shame that EA only give 1 upgrades past the 85, because he does look like a good card. Madden up next with a hat trick and 1 assist in a 4-1 win. Would just about scrape a gold. Incidentally, there are no silvers to speak of this week. I'm sure EA will find 1 silver to pop into Team of the Week because they like to do that for rewards. FERREIRA up next with yet another hat-trick in a 3-2 win. That card looks diabolical. I mean, even this card and then another inform on top, he'd be unusable. If you're wondering why cards are going bigger than smaller, it's because I had to use different websites to get a few of them. Dest has popped up here with 2 assists in a 3-1 win. 2-1 win, sorry, not 3-1 win. This is an interesting one because he plays for Ajax. I just feel like EA will ignore it, but because he's only a right back and he's not that highly rated, no one's really heard of him. He's one of those new players. You never know. Vrede, I have no idea. Either way, no one's going to want to use him. He's got 2 goals and a 5-3 win. I mean, if you're desperate to score a header with Saudi League players first owner, then maybe. Fran Games or James up next for Mallorca. They obviously got that 1-0 win over Real Madrid a few days ago. He's got 8 tackles in there, and he's literally the only player worth mentioning from that game. Goitom with 4 goals and 1 assist in a 5-1 win. Yeah, I think he would be a left mid, not a striker. I haven't changed the position on the card, but it's a little unclear as to where he actually played. CANDEIAS up next. This guy, for a 77 rated right wing, doesn't look too bad. I'm so glad he's not like 84 rated, because you would be seeing like Portuguese walkout and then you'd start losing your mind. A hat-trick and 2 assists in a 6-0 win. That's guaranteed. Orsic up next. This guy, again, another guaranteed with a hat-trick in a 4-2 win. They do like to include a player from this squad, of course. Being the only team from that league, I believe, in the game. They like to put him in, or that team in every now and again. Cornelius of Parma up next. He got himself a hat-trick. A lot of hat-tricks flying around, I've just noticed, in a 5-1 win. Again, not a card that I think many people would like. I suppose if you do need headers, maybe first owner Italian league players, why not? But apart from that, not great. GIESSELMANN, I've said that wrong. I've tried to put an accent on just to be cool. 1 assist in a 1-0 win, and obviously a clean sheet in there as well. Defenders, they're not few and far between. They were a selection, but not so much on the left-back side of things. Linson with 2 goals and a 4-0 win. This is all but guaranteed to not happen, because if you play in the Dutch league and you don't play for Ajax, you need to score a hat-trick minimum to get noticed by EA. So I've put him in there just to cover bases, but I doubt it. Fernandes up next. Not the best of cards, but get in there. 1 more in form, and we've got ourselves a sexy little player here. From the Turkish league, of course. He's got 1 goal and 2 assists in a 5-1 win. Again, a bit of an outside shot, given that it is 3 goal contributions, which is a lot, but I'm not sure because of the league. McGarlen up next. 1 goal and a clean sheet, a 2-0 win. Again, an Ajax player from the same game as we've just mentioned with the American. But I just don't, again, I don't see it happening. The only reason I've included it is because EA might be desperate for defenders. KAMARA with a goal and a clean sheet and a 2-0 win. Annoyingly, despite the fact that McGarlen and KAMARA have done the same thing, KAMARA is all but guaranteed because he plays in a top 5 league. which is pathetic, EA, but there it is. That's EA for you. Not a bad-looking card, and if he gets one more in form, we'll be looking at a phenomenal centre-back. GREALISH up next of Aston Villa, of course, 1 goal and 1 assist in a 2-1 win, a very late goal in that game to see off Brighton and Hove Albion. They were down to 10 men very early on, actually, and Aston Villa were pounding on the door in the first half and finally managed to score, and then, of course, got the winner just before the death, and GREALISH involved in everything. Moving on, another Frankfurt player, Paciencia, I think is how you don't say his name. That's kind of the gist of it, though, I'm guessing. 2 goals in a 3-0 win. It's going to be difficult to choose strikers this week. There's a lot of 2 goals in, convincing wins. So this was the Friday night fixture, of course. He came off the bench, incidentally, to score those 2 goals. ABDELHAMID up next with some of the worst pace I've ever seen. He's got 1 goal and a clean sheet in a 1-0 win. Again, another difficult one to deny, but not one that anyone, not even fans of this club, are going to want to pick this guy up. So, yeah, let's hope he doesn't get it. Moving on to LUKAKU of the Chinese league. I'm pretty sure he was in the game last year, right? Wasn't this the guy that just kept scoring goal after goal after goal, and EA ignored him all year? That was also YEDDER as well, but he's not here to speak of. But 2 goals and 1 assist in a victory for his side, and I just don't see it happening again because EA are tight. And it'll probably go to this man, Teixeira, with a hat-trick of assists in a 4-1 win. It looks like a great card. People use the base card up until they were able to upgrade, and now they've got this card. You can get rid of the player you upgraded for and go back to Teixeira. It's one of those cards. I think he'll be very good off the bench in particular. He's not going to be expensive because of his league. Not bad at all. Decora, this isn't going to happen, but I thought I'd mention it anyway. 1 goal and a 1-1 draw with Spurs. A 1-1 draw and you've got a goal, normally not enough, obviously. But because it was Watford against Spurs, the mighty Spurs, and they've held them off, in fact, they've nearly won the game, that's why. So I wouldn't be surprised. Alonso scored the only goal in a 1-0 win for Chelsea, obviously getting himself a clean sheet in the process as well. It doesn't look like a great card because he's a left-back. If it were a centre-back card, maybe I could understand people wanting to get it. But as a left-back, not as desirable as he would be in another position. Shame. Strootman up next for Marseille. 1 goal and 1 assist in a 2-0 win. I've obviously gone for Kamara here, but it depends on if they want high-rated cards or higher-rated cards in the team of the week. It doesn't look like a terrible card, but his pace is definitely going to put people off. But, yeah, I don't know about that one. It's either Kamara or him. Vanaken up next. This is a bit of an outside shot. I wanted to include someone from that league, and Vanaken was literally the only player worth mentioning. 1 goal in a 1-0 win. You never know. Again, like I said, there's not a severe lack, but there is a lack of higher-rated players. So why not just throw him in there for a laugh? Tyson, 2 goals and 1 assist in a 6-0 win. I'll be surprised if this guy doesn't get it, and this would be a fantastic super sub. I mean, you could fit him into a team. If you've got him and Teixeira, maybe you whack in another Brazilian or 2, and you've got yourself nice links there. If you've got your icon as well from the swaps, then again, you've got a nice link there as well, in particular with Roberto Carlos. Moving on to Martinez of Inter. Now, this is not the card I expect to get it. He's going to come a little bit later on. 2 goals and a 4-3 win for Martinez, one of which was a penalty. He shared, actually. There are 2 penalties into, and I think he shared one with our next, well, not next player, but he'll be up in a little bit. But I think this guy might just miss out, and there's a reason why. Ben Yedder up next. He's got himself 2 goals in a Monaco win. EA are notoriously bad for giving ones to watch players in forms, and I think they would have heard the criticism over the last few weeks. And I think this week could be the week that they just start throwing them at us for little to no reason. Ben Yedder with 2 goals is in contention, and I think he'll get it. MILIK up next of Napoli. Not seen this guy for 2 years, actually. FIFA 17, he had a ones to watch. I think he broke his leg or something of that nature, and then he was out for the whole season. Didn't have a great year last year. Now he's back. With 2 goals and a 2-0 win for Napoli. He could be an 85 rated card by Wednesday. And of course, Romelu Lukaku is the player from Inter that I was talking about. He also got 2 goals. I think he was on a... Was he on a hat-trick and Martinez took the penalty? to make it, like, was it 3 or 4-0? A bit of a weird one. I don't know why they just didn't give it to Lukaku, who took the first penalty, I might add. But I think EA, like I said, will go ones to watch crazy this week. Longley up next. Longley. 1 assist and a clean sheet in a 3-0 win for Barcelona. There is another Barcelona player here, and he's actually going to be mentioned last. So it depends whether EA want to go for practicality and sensibility and give it to the defender, or whether they want to go a little bit crazy and give it to a player for a specific reason. We'll talk about it in a second. Up next is Angel Di Maria with 2 goals in a 4-1 win. This was a early pick for me. I did a video yesterday, or the day before yesterday, I should say. Early, well, it was yesterday morning, technically speaking. I recorded it the day before, though. Early predictions, and Di Maria was like the first name on the sheet, so I'd be very surprised if he wasn't there. Parejo up next. This is an interesting one. He has played absolutely phenomenally this season so far. 1 goal in a 1-1 draw wouldn't normally be enough, but it was a particularly good performance. He's actually hit a lot of the top criteria for, well, like passing and possession and key passes and things like that. So not only got a goal, but he's got a good performance under his belt there as well. Moving on to Mats Hummels for a clean sheet and a 1-0 win. Big game at the top of the league there. Dortmund beating a team that I can't remember the name of. Was it Borussia Mönchengladbach? I think they beat 1-0. And obviously the goal scorer, not, Marco Reus, not significant enough for an informed Thorgan Hazard in there with an assist. If EA want to go nuts, maybe, but Hummels for me. And finally, Otw Griezmann, the other Barcelona player. We did mention Longley, of course, for that 1 assist and a clean sheet. Not a severe lack of defenders, but enough to maybe warrant giving it to Longley instead, who probably should have got it last week. But Griezmann with 1 goal and 1 assist in that 3-0 win. Like I said, they've been notoriously stingy with ones to watches over the years, and in particular this season they've been really bad. People have been very, very vocal about it, and I would not be surprised to see EA just go completely the other way with it and say, right, well, here's 6 in one team of the week then. Just go completely nuts. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. That's going to do it for today's Team of the Week predictions. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If I've missed anyone out, feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. If you have enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.